Here we have a new 2026 Toyota Grand Highlander. This one comes in the platinum trim level with all-wheel drive. This paint color is windshield pearl, and then we have black leather trimmed interior. The powertrain consists of a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. The lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But love the design. Ever since these came out, they just look really sophisticated. They look nice, but they're not overly flashy in my opinion, even in this platinum trim. Down here to these wheels, these are gonna be 20-inch chromed alloy. Really like that design, specifically on this white. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Door panel here, like the trim, memory seat functions, one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lock is there, power door lock controls, power mirror controls. You can set those to auto, so when you lock or unlock the vehicle, they'll kind of go in or go out. And then the side mirrors are heated and they do have blind spot monitors in them. Heated steering wheel toggle, automatic high beams, gas cap release, hood release, and then we do have the JBL sound system here. A manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. Now, I want to give a huge thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the front seat adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so this is how I fit sitting behind myself. Pretty good space, I think. We have the 3rd row as well. Seat back pockets are on both sides. We get 3-stage heated cooled seats in the back, along with the automatic climate controls as well. You can see 2 USB-C charge ports, and then a 3-pronged household plug-in down below, charge your laptop or whatever. There's a look at the front from back here. And there is the panoramic moonroof. And there's a look at the 3rd row. So decent space back there. Some bottle holders. And then we do have the vents here up top. You can hang a shirt or a pair of pants here if you want to. Pretty sturdy. Now, child locks are here. You can pull that down to lock, push it up to unlock. There's the fuel cap. And then as we come around to the back end, we get our LED tail lamps. And there's a look underneath the vehicle. I like that we get a dual exhaust there. And pretty good space behind the 3rd row too, I think. Top tethers are right there. And then if you look, the 2nd row, you get them there as well. And we have a better look from back here. You can see you get a USB-C charge port on either side for that 3rd row too. But you can basically use this to pull the seat up, and then you just push that in, push the seat up to fold it flat. And you can see the difference in the space. Now, as we come around to the rear passenger seat, you can pull this up here, and it kind of lets you move the seat up. You also have that same functionality there if you want to do it from the back. And then you can, if I can find there it is, pull it back there, and then you can also push this up here to fold it flat. And then your lower anchors are right there. And then here's a better look at the center console for the 2nd row. I like that they put that in there too. You can kind of slide a tablet in here, bottles. Now I'm gonna try to get a close look at the window sticker here. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. If I can get the clouds out of the way. But the sticker price, $57,553. And then the front passenger seat here, we do get that power seat back, seat bottom. And I like the storage tray on the side. Lockable glove compartment with the owner's manual here. And we have a top cubby. If you want to have a phone there, have it on that USB-C charger, you can do that. Now as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. There's that 2.4 liter turbo 4. Now before we hop in, we're just gonna show off the blinkers. Now back in here, nice leather wrap steering wheel here. That might be soft takes actually, I'm not sure, but feels genuine. There's the horn. Over here to the screen, AM, FM, XM radio. We get Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility as well. You can get your cloud navigation, destination assist, and intelligent assistant if you want to get that subscription there. And your climate controls, you have a few settings here that you can do from the screen. But you have all your buttons and knobs down below with your 3-stage heated cooled seats. General settings here, you can change your language and units of measurement there. And then volume knob here on the side, you can click that to turn the audio off. And then down here, again, heated cooled seats, you have the dual zone automatic climate control, and then you can go between the rear climate and the front by doing that. Windshield de-icers here, the heated side mirrors, and then the defroster right in there, and then you can cut those vents on or off. And I like that you can even power the rear HVAC on or off with the push of a button instead of having to do a lot of stuff to get that going. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then hazards are right there. Hit this button, and this pulls up the front camera. They have a few different views for that as well, but I love having the top-down view, which is really nice. 2 USB-C ports. This one connects directly to the radio. Wireless charging pad here. Second spot for a phone that's in storage while it's on the charger. And then you have your bottle holders here, which is nice. Now for the shifter, just grab the lever, reverse, neutral, drive, come over here. You can use the manual mode with the shifter, or the paddle shifter is behind the steering wheel. Automatic brake hold, then your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Auto stop toggle, traction control. You have your drive modes here, and then since this is an all-wheel drive model, you can go between your mud and sand or your rock and dirt there, then your snow mode and your downhill brake control right there. You have a little pocket here to get to the center console cubby space, and then you have a removable tray as well. And there's a 12 volt down in there if you need it. So there's the roof. Hit it once, and that's how far it goes back. The roof always scares me though, because those crossbars are like right there. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. And then you have that interior matching sunshade there that kind of goes with the roof line. All those controls are here. Sunglasses holder. And then we have our rear camera mirror with the garage door transmitter there. Vanity mirror. And then back to the steering wheel, left side stock blinkers, auto low beams, fog lights. And then you have your automatic wipers on the right side. So one time off, auto low high. You can adjust that auto frequency here. Then your rear wiper there. Push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front. And these 4 arrows go through the left side of the gauge cluster. Well, they changed the whole view, excuse me. So you can go through that, and then you can change each setting there by going through all of that if you want to change this side to this, change this side here, and then you can change what's shown in the middle. So it's pretty adjustable, which I like. And then phone, volume, voice recognition, and then this goes to your audio sources, track list, radio station presets. You can toggle between adaptive and normal cruise by doing that. Make sure the lane keeping system is on, and then once all that's activated, hit this to activate the driving support system, which gives you the lane centering and adaptive cruise, and then you can adjust the gap for the adaptive cruise there. Now up ahead, we do have the heads-up display, so you can see that there. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with, well, just the key fob. If it does have remote start, you can hit the lock button 1, 2, and then on that third time, hold it, and then it will start up for you, but depends what model it is. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Grand Highlander Platinum with all-wheel drive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive here in this Grand Highlander, the 2.4 turbo, it's pretty stout in my opinion. It gets up to speed pretty nicely. Not overly loud when you give it throttle. Now it still sounds like a, a four-banger, but still gets up to speed nicely as opposed to straining a smaller displacement engine. And the turbo certainly helps. But this is pretty easy to drive. It's one of those vehicles you can just get behind the wheel of, and even though it's larger, I feel like if you're coming from a Camry, it won't be like getting into a Tundra or something like that. This feels more like a RAV4 than a large SUV, if that makes sense. Now, one thing I can't stand about these newer systems like the Driving Support 3.0, where it's keeping an eye on you to make sure you're paying attention, is it's very picky. So it's always telling me to sit up straight. It doesn't matter what car I'm in. If it has a sensor like this, unless it's a Tesla, it's always trying to tell you it can't see your face, because most of those systems from other manufacturers, you have the sensor right there, and that's a pet peeve of mine, because I have to adjust the wheel so that it can see me and I can still sit up straight like I like to drive. Now, I think they did a really good job on the interior. Now, it's not overly futuristic, a lot going on with the touchscreen, but people that drive these Toyotas, I've kind of learned over the years, just based on people I know that have them, and then people that comment on some of my older videos, they like having their buttons. They don't want the newest, flashiest technology. They want something that's going to be fuel efficient, that's going to be reliable, that's going to be cheap to maintain. And that's why the Prius sells so well, the Corollas, the Camrys, because that's what you expect from a Toyota. Now here, they kind of went that same direction. Your HVAC controls are all here. They're all buttons. You can adjust the fan speed with a button. The heated cooled seat's a button. So it's nice that you have that for those people that still love their Toyotas for that reason. You're not losing your buttons. Everything's not going in the screen. So you still have that. With that being said, though, the interior still feels extremely fresh. I like the screen, that kind of horizontal look there. I like that even though it is a touch screen and there's a lot you can do with it, it's a very simple setup. You have 5 different icons you can choose from here: music, phone, vehicle settings, and then if you use the cloud-based navigation, which I don't, you have it there. So literally for me, there are only 4 things you can choose from, and that's where everything you need is. And that's because pretty much everything has a button. Even if I want the camera, if I hit the camera down here, pulls it up on the screen for me. I don't have to go through 10 different apps to get to it. Now I like the Platinum because you get the heated cooled seats, you get the windshield de-icer. The JBL sound system's a nice touch. Love the heated steering wheel, and it's very nice for the money. I think you get a lot of features for the money. The heads-up display is a nice touch from Toyota. I'm not used to seeing those in Toyotas in general. The higher trims, I just wasn't used to seeing the heads-up display option, but I'm seeing that a lot more often now, and I'm all for it. I love heads-up displays. But again, for this to be as technologically advanced, as safe as it is, it doesn't have that feeling of hopping in a Tesla or in a Mustang Mach-E or in the newest Mercedes. You don't feel like you're gonna have a panic attack looking at everything around here. Now, having it in the normal mode has been pretty good, functions like it should, I think. But I'm gonna put into the sport mode. I just put in rock and dirt. And we're gonna see how it gets up to speed here. Not gonna floor it, but gonna give it a little something. Here we go. Now what I really like, especially in situations like that when you have to merge, I like that you have the rear camera mirror so you can kind of see who's coming up behind you, the blind spot monitors. You still want to do your head check, but it makes it easier to know that you're seeing everything. So there are no surprises as you merge or whatever. But I want to give one more huge thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But overall, I think, again, it's solid for what you get here. Having the lane centering, the adaptive cruise, the heads-up display, JBL sound system, the moonroof, and then, you know, just having the technological advances that we expect to be seen in a vehicle. Push button start, backup camera, front camera, the rear camera mirror. On top of having the all-wheel drive system, memory seats, it's just, this feels like a platinum trim vehicle should feel. Cream of the crop. Sound acoustics are pretty good. These 20-inch wheels, I know it's windy, but still not a lot of sound coming from them, which I like. And the ride quality is stellar. And I think if you're looking at a Buick Enclave, even if you're looking at a Honda Pilot, anything in that kind of like mid to large SUV range where you're in between a Tahoe and just a typical Highlander, this is a really good option in my opinion. Tons of amenities, tons of capability, honestly, and just feels luxurious. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Toyota Grand Highlander Platinum.